And we're back. This is the... Is this the second week of July?
It is, dude.
This is the 9th?
10th.
10th. You'll be watching this on the 10th, or the evening of the 9th. The comic books come out on the 10th of July.
Are you
This
drunk?
year. I guess I might be. Drunk on comics, because we've got a lot of comics that came out this week. If you look at the front of the table here, we got a statue of Kitty Pryde. We're not going to be doing a statue of the week.
No, it's just
But
coincidental.
It's happening that way. We could, but we're not going to.
I mean, I have to bring them from home.
Yeah. We have a few.
I mean, I got a comic book man over there, a comic book guy, and a Jesus,
Yeah. And Mr. T.
and a Dalek.
But let's focus on Kitty.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
There's a Lockheed. If you're cool with Kitty Pryde having a big butt, then that's going on too. Because the statue, this is a Bishojo statue. That's how we say Japanese words in Arkansas. Bishojo
Bishojo.
statue, and so they kind of make it all anime-ish, and they pop up the bosoms and the
It means very pretty girl.
yeah, which means
Very pretty girl.
big chesticles.
Where are you going?
I don't know,
Just
man.
talk
All
about
right.
comics.
Sorry about that, guys. But this is a pretty good week. This is the week before the San Diego Comic-Con, which we will be attending. Fret not, comic fans.
Not me.
Well, which Mara and I will be attending. You were able to. Like, if you really wanted to, you could have gone. Didn't you have, like, because...
I got free passes at
Yeah.
the retailer, but I mean, I didn't get a hotel room or anything.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, they always give it to you after.
You wouldn't
It's
let me
like,
come stay in your hotel room.
no, that's our honeymoon, and either way, like, that wouldn't have happened. Not that we don't, like if, you know,
Right, I've
this
been
one
down.
wasn't around, then that definitely, but,
I'm the reason you're going.
yeah, so,
That's a good point.
yeah. But, comics came out this week, and we are going to talk about, we will have a show next week. San Diego Comic-Con doesn't mean it's a snow day. So, over on the independent side of things, what do we have worth talking about?
Well, first up, Walking Dead comes out this week. And I've already started reading part of it, and it looks like there's going to be some shakeups going on. It seems pretty intense. And then last month we had that Spencer get gutted on the last page. I guess that's a spoiler, but it was a month ago.
It was a month ago. So,
It's
Or
okay.
at least 3 weeks ago.
And that was probably like one of the most disgusting things I've seen in a comic book. So it picks
Oh,
up.
I don't know. It wasn't as bad as when they bashed Glenn's head in with Lucille.
Yeah. It's also weird that the back of the comic book has a Hyundai ad. It's a Walking Dead Hyundai ad.
They've done it before.
That's
Like you
was-
could, at one point you could win one. I don't know if you can still as a contest. But
That's so cool.
I don't want to win a Hyundai with a gun on top of it.
I think you get the gun.
Yeah. Anyway, already halfway through. It's very interesting read.
I finished it, and it's good.
It is good. It's
Bad
good.
things happen, as always.
We have a one-shot from Image called Dawn. And to be honest, I don't know anything about this comic book except it said one-shot and it's Joseph Michael Linsner. And he's doing everything, writing, pencils, everything with it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just that fact alone is enough to get my interest in it.
There's a sword with a rose and thorns wrapped around it, so
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
That's one of Dawn's things.
Yeah. Is this a character? Like, is this a thing?
Yeah, she's sort of like, I don't know, she's not God or anything, but she's a weird godly chick or whatever.
Like an immortal being.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at some sci-fi fantasy stuff thrown in.
Exactly, yeah.
So, might
It's
be
pretty
something
cool.
to look into, especially if it's a one-shot.
Sure.
You don't have anything to lose. It's not like you don't have to know anything about the story to read it. Something you do have to know about the story to read, East of West. And I haven't read this issue yet, but the past 3 issues have just been building up to who knows what. I mean,
other than the apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah.
How many
Considering we have full
issues
horsemen.
is that going
I
to
think
be?
it's ongoing.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you like Western apocalyptic stories, East of West is for you, but you might want to look into the first 3 issues before just jumping in with
Yeah.
number 4.
It is a Hickman book, so.
Yeah.
generally don't know what's going on.
Yeah. One comic I'm very excited came out this week is Rachel Rising. I already read it, and I'm going to say this is probably my favorite issue of Rachel Rising that's come out so far. And so out of 18 issues, this one really stood out to me in both grotesque and plot development.
You say that often, though.
I just get so excited about this series. Every single month it comes out, I'm thrilled.
I should read this.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
you should.
I mean, there's trades out there. There's individual issues. You can find them in comic book shops. There's digital copies. You can get it from Terry Moore. You can order it from your comic book store. I mean, please read this series. It's very good.
It is awesome. Theoretically, they're making a TV show too, so don't
Yeah.
be caught off guard when the show comes out and you're just a loser who doesn't even know about the
Doesn't
comic.
know what Terry Moore is.
Yeah.
He's a guy who lives in Texas.
But they also said that by Sixth Gun, and that didn't happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit bummed out.
yeah,
But Why the Last Man still is on
Movie.
movie.
Yeah.
who
I
knows?
keep hoping it'd be a TV show.
It would be a
And
better TV show, but
I
they've
don't
been
think
talking about it forever, so who knows?
I think they're making a movie, or they've made a movie out of this comic book, this next comic book that you're going to talk about.
It's
Star
possible.
Wars.
Stop.
I've been on a Star Wars kick lately. I've been reading
Like for
Ron.
the past 20 years.
a Thrawn trilogy book, and I've just been sucked into the outside of the movies,
Expanded universe.
expanded universe, which is all canon, so it all counts.
Not anymore. Now that Disney owns it.
Yeah.
Well, sort of canon, but
Right.
It's a thing.
this
They'd be
Star
foolish not to bring Mara Jade into it, though.
yeah, this issue was up to standard from the other issues. A lot focused on Leia, a little bit of a cameo from a certain bounty hunter we all know
Boba Fett.
about.
Isn't that the first Ryan Kelly issue, too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's
It is.
yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Kelly, he worked with him on Local
Mhm.
and the New York 4 and 5.
Mhm.
So he
And-
definitely knows how to draw a Brian Woodcock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and different cover artists as well. No Alex Ross on it, but was he on
He
last
hasn't
month?
been. He's
Yeah,
been
he only
first
did the
year
It's
first
been
or
different
something,
lately, yeah. But I mean, artwork is still up to par. Everything's just.
His Twitter, he's showing you all the toys he's got and stuff, so you can draw the ships right and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
Luke
goodness. Just,
Skywalker's got an iPad.
regardless, and
Okay.
and those are the highlights from smaller publishers.
Okay, DC. There's some definite highlights to talk about. I guess 4. Which starting off with Batgirl, crazy old. I think the James Gordon Jr. stuff's over, but I do know.
It's pretty over.
Yeah, he's dead, right?
You got shot in
Well-
the face.
By Barbara.
Well, I mean, okay, he got shot and then fell into the water. and
This
never
is a
seen
comic
again,
book.
So.
But
I wouldn't count him out just yet.
I do know there's some strife between Jim Gordon, and at least
Yes.
Batgirl.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
the
yeah.
story right now is that Gordon knows that Batgirl killed his son, so he
Right.
wants to hunt down Batgirl, but of course doesn't know that it's his daughter.
Right. So fun when it comes to with secret identities. Also in the Bat universe, 5 years ago, I don't
It's
really
more
know.
than 5, dude.
The
5
chrono-
years ago was Justice League. He was already Batman.
We got some
Don't be
Batman
foolish.
0 year. This is the second issue, and I think the one coming out in a few months isn't it double sized? That's months from now. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But yeah, we got some early Batman stuff from Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder and Danny Miki.
That's the inker, yeah.
Yeah.
I
so,
assume that's what it is. Mickey, maybe, I don't know.
so there you go. Some good old Batman stuff. What is pretty good is Superman Unchained. So if you've been digging that, or if you dig the first issue and you want to keep on reading, well, here we go. I'm sure you'll get some nice Superman action and Trinity War. Trinity War, Justice Leagues against Justice Leagues, and hero against hero, and Shazam, and someone dies, you should buy it. Justice League, Trinity War.
You should do a commercial for it.
Yeah.
Like, show on radio TV.
Remember when they like showed on regular TV? Like they had like on regular TV the New 52.
Yeah, I never saw it,
Yeah.
except online.
And they also had I remember they also had like commercials for Civil War when that was happening. Marvel was really pumping up Civil War.
It was a big deal for them.
It was. Speaking of Marvel,
Are you ready?
yeah,
All right, we got
and
Daredevil.
awesome movies, not comic books.
Sure. Not particularly Daredevil, but Apparently, this little kid beats up Daredevil, so you should read that.
So it says on his T-shirt.
Another issue of Hawkeye. Not a Pizza Dog issue. He's probably in there.
And not David Aja either.
No, it's Francesco Francavaglia, however you say his name. So that should be good. He's a good art.
He did the what's the clown face fella? That's like
Yeah,
just
the
in
bro guy.
Is it? Yeah,
I don't remember what they call him though.
but he did that issue, so there you go.
Yep. Spear Spider-Man. Doc Ock is hanging out with the lizard again. I'm sure that'll be fun. And
Wow.
then, sure. And then one of the best comics out right now, Young Avengers. Jamie McKelvey's back after skipping an issue, and I think it's a time jump between the last story too. So wackiness should ensue,
Yeah,
Loki
definitely.
style.
And also, it's apparently Superior Spider Month.
Oh yeah, everything's
it?
going to be superior Carnage, superior foes of Spider-Man, all that
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
No, it doesn't.
Should be. I keep waiting for him to change his costume because in all the stuff, this is pretty much the classic, except kind of black and the eyes are different. But he's got the new costume that looks more like Miles Morales' costume or the Ben Reilly costume.
Is it
that I
just
haven't
me?
seen yet.
Do they draw him
Except
kind
on
of
covers.
stockier now? He looks stockier. He looks more broad.
Yeah, it might just be the artist, but
Yeah. But there you go. Also worth pointing out what comes
we
out.
can talk about
Yeah.
Second Hawkeye trade came out. So if for some foolish reason you haven't been reading Hawkeye, here's the way to pick it up because this
Yeah.
literally has the issue that came out a week or two ago.
Yeah, it's real
With Pizza
recent.
Dog.
I was really surprised.
If you were to get this, then you could go immediately to number 13.
Right.
Number
Given
12.
that you bought the first 5 issues.
Of course
Well,
you did.
Yeah, which you should have
I mean,
if you haven't. Like, Comics also had a sale not too long ago. You get the first 5 issues for $5. I know you don't like pumping up Comixology, but if you didn't buy the trade,
Go buy the trade.
yeah.
I think it was only $10, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
It
really
was,
cheap.
it was very reasonable.
Like
Yeah.
this one, I think is a little more expensive because it's the second hand. It's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
17. Although 25% off at your friendly neighborhood Comics.
Oh, I like that. Is that a thing that we're doing now? Friendly Neighborhood Comics.
Could be.
Why not?
Why not?
We sell
Right?
Spider-Man comics.
Superior. They're the superior comics. Well, let's get into the picks of the week, brought to you by
Your friendly neighborhood Comics.
your friendly neighborhood comics. Yeah,
By whole UCA.
but well, no, that's too early.
Okay, sorry.
That's too early. We're not going home yet.
All right.
What is Mara's pick of the week?
Fearless Defenders.
Fearless Defenders.
Even though probably after I read it, it'll probably be Rachel Rising. But, I feel like I should sit here and promote Fearless Defenders as much as I can. I've been enjoying the story.
No.
That's good.
It's been very refreshing to not have to lean on Birds of Prey so much for all-female team. Thank goodness, because I haven't been enjoying that story. And then last issue, they introduced so many new characters coming in, all these different women ready to step up and help out.
Yeah, if you like Marvel female characters, there's a good chance that your favorite one is in this comic.
I mean, Black Cat's on the cover of this one.
Yeah, Black Widow is too.
Yeah. So, it's a fun book to read, and
Kitty
that's what
Pryde's
comics
on the
should be.
team.
Kitty Pryde is not on the team.
Kitty
which I
Pryde's
do.
kind of busy right now.
Yeah.
But you
Storm's
said
there.
my favorite
Storm's there.
Storm came
Storm
in,
was in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
don't
so
think
did
she's
She-Hulk.
gonna be- Yeah, I don't
And
think
She-Hulk's
they're
in
gonna
here
be
again. I mean,
permanent
really-
members or whatever. But
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
they're all there for that issue.
I mean, Marvel's great about putting out fun comics, and I consider this a fun comic. It's
Yeah,
not
it
doom
is.
and gloom. It's witty
It
banter.
has a
back
sense
and
of
forth.
humor.
And it's just fun to just flip through and see Thundra. I mean, how often do you see Thundra?
As much as we look for her.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's my pick of the week: Fearless Defenders.
well, my pick of the week is probably. There's a good chance it might not be at your local comic book store. It's not going to be here because I think TJ and I picked up the only 2 copies that we ordered just for us. But it is.
It's not a comic book.
Yeah, it's not a comic book. There is pictures in here, which are awesome. But as a teacher and as a Star Wars fan and as kind of a geek, I could not pass this up. It's William Shakespeare's Star Wars, and it's the story of A New Hope written in iambic pentameter, 5-act structure. If you need kind of a, I guess, palate cleanser for Shakespeare, and to go into something a little familiar, this might be a good way to do it, or at least I think this would be a good teaching tool to introduce, techniques that Shakespeare employed to students, without just saying, here's Hamlet, a story that you never heard before. Here's Star Wars, a story that most of you haven't heard before, which is sad.
Hopefully
But
all.
no, it's not the case anymore.
What's wrong with you?
But
Yeah, can't you show Star Wars in your class for some educational reason?
Yeah.
I've tried so hard. But no, this is pretty awesome, and even R2D2 speaks in I Am, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, it goes. He says things like "who," and so there's a certain rhyme and rhythm to it. So make sure it's good.
beep beep beep.
It's no Cleveland, but there you go. Just a fun thing. What about Marvel? What is your pick of the week?
Shockingly,
No,
it's
it doesn't
Uncanny
have to be
X-Men.
Marvel, but it usually is.
Right. Well, yeah, probably is.
Yeah.
Uncanny X-Men. Magneto versus Cyclops on the cover, although that doesn't really happen in the comic book. But wrapping up a little bit of the last story, the magic stuff.
The Doctor Strange thing.
Gold Balls wants to go home, so they take him home.
So I guess that's his name now.
I don't think so. I mean, that's certainly the joke that he doesn't want that nickname to stick. But it's a special guest star at the end, although if you've been paying attention, you should probably know who that is.
Yeah. She was the guest star of not the last issue.
Yeah.
Don't give it too much away.
Sorry.
But some awesome character moments. Magic seems a little happier now that she's visiting Doctor Strange, so that's cool. Because that was my favorite part of last issue, where Doctor Strange was all nice to her.
And she's speaking with Doctor Strange, not in the current, not in the
she's in
present.
the
She's
past.
speaking with 1960s Doctor Strange, even though they don't really say it's the 1960s.
Well, it would be the 60s, but yeah.
But yeah, the early days of Doctor Strange, which is pretty sweet.
Old school sorcerer.
Well, no, I guess it'd be a little bit later than the 60s because he mentioned that he knew Colossus. So this would be late 70s.
Probably after, what was it, X-Men 3 or 4, with
Something
Doc
like
Strange was in it, they go to hell and stuff.
Yeah. But there you go, some pretty cool stuff for long-term comic book fans and also new comic book readers. And you can pick up these comics and many more like it. Where?
In your friendly neighborhood, Conway Comics, right behind old UCA on Ferris Road.
Yep. And I actually talked to a guy who might be watching this on a website called Reddit yesterday, who talked about our video, and we're sometimes not very clear on this. Where exactly is Ferris Road at? City and state.
Conway, Arkansas?
Yeah, we are in Conway, Arkansas. So, unfortunately, for those that are watching that are a bit distant from us, you may not be able to make the trek, but thank you for watching anyway. And our comics are the same comics that are coming out in your local comic book store, and you should definitely check them out. Is there anything else we should add?
I don't know. If you do see something we get that your shop doesn't, they should be able to order it pretty
Yeah.
easy. All the stuff comes from Diamond, the same place they get their comics.
Yeah.
So
Don't be intimidated by that too.
Yeah.
Like if I mean sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes like if a new series comes out, they can't get them.
oh yeah, sometimes it's going to sell out or something.
But more times than not, if that's the case,
I mean,
they're
like,
going to double.
if you wanted this,
yeah.
there's no reason a comic shop shouldn't be able to order that for you. But yeah, maybe
second printing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But definitely talk to your local comic book store worker. And
don't go to Comixology.
Yeah, don't go to Comixology unless you just want something crazy obscure and your mama gave you some iTunes gift cards.
Or you legitimately have no access to a comic shop.
Right, then that's cool too.
Or you just like digital comics, that's fine.
Or go
to
to
as long as you're reading comic books, that's all we care about.
Give them money. But I guess we will see you next week, where Mara and I will be more than geared up because it'll be the eve of our departure to the San Diego Comic Con, where we might have some fun things that we can do with that. Just check the blog, and that is thesecretlifeofcomicbooks.blogspot.com, and from thesecretlifeofcomicbooks.blogspot. From our blog, I'm Matt Wood.
I'm Mara Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And we will see you next week, children.